State of New California, Notice to All Californians, Chapter 2, Grievance 2. Originally read May 5th, 2020. New California is a new state in development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Section 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. Statement of Intent. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 3 and Section 4. We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States. New California Declaration of Independence of January 15, 2018 states, whenever any form of government becomes destructive in its right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Preamble of the New California State Constitution states, we, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity. First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. The counties of New California State brought forward 95 Chapter 1 grievances between January 18 and November 2019. On April 28, 2020, New California State will issue 95 additional Chapter 2 grievances to be announced in public on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. State of New California, Chapter 2, Grievance 2, Declaration of Grievance, Statement of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. California state government is in direct violation of the following. United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. United States Constitution, Article 6. This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made, or which shall be made, under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. Order of the day. The tyrant lies, the state dies. California, as the nation's most populous state, flipped from tens of billions of dollars in surplus to hundreds of billions of dollars in deficits over the course of a few weeks, according to the state's tyrannical governor. Quote, last year I did a May revise with a $21.4 billion budget surplus. This year I will be doing a May revise looking at tens of billions of dollars in deficit. We just went tens of billions in surplus in just weeks to deficits, end quote. The tyrannical dictator of the state of California has been reassuring the state, the country, and the entire world that the sixth largest economy in the world has a $21.4 billion surplus and had no financial issues. In reality, the tyrant has been perpetrating for years one of the biggest lies ever in our nation's history. California's tyrant dictator then used the COVID-19 virus closure of Orange County beaches in an effort to distract the public from the state's tens of billions of dollars financial free fall. In the tyrant's April 30th executive order closing Orange County beaches to stop the COVID-19 virus, he sparked a series of viral protests over the weekend that brought out thousands of mostly young and very angry demonstrators shouting USA and waving freedom, we the people, and recall the tyrant signs. Orange County beach closures distracted the public from Newsom's real crisis, which is a tanking state budget that he just acknowledged has gone from a $21.4 billion budget surplus to hundreds of billions of dollars in deficit. To further his lie, the tyrant governor failed to do anything about the reported $320 billion of missing funds from 2019 that his own government was hiding from the public until exposed in a lawsuit by a nonprofit organization. It is well known that California is the sixth largest economy in the world, and that California also feeds much of the world. And this in spite of California's governmental overreach, and overregulation, which has caused many to flee to areas that value and protect our freedom. Rather than protecting the rights of the citizens to freely associate, move, and conduct their lives in a manner that allows them to stay safe and use their own discretion in the public interest, the nanny state governor has locked down the most productive and innovative economy in the world without the consent of the governed, without lawful process, and in direct contravention to the Bill of Rights in an attempt to distract from his lie. What the monoparty government of the failed state of California fails to realize is that the implications for this lockdown recession are likely to become global in scope. It is also likely that the weakened status of Californians due to the governor's actions will compromise our national security. While being completely avoidable, the governor has doubled down on his bullying tactics in an effort to coerce the citizens of California and bully them into submission. The tyrant's lockdown recession is likely to be the sniffle that caused the world to catch the flu and our state to die. The true purpose of all government is to promote the welfare and provide for the protection and security of the governed, and when any form or organization of government proves inadequate for or subversive of this purpose, it is the duty of the people to alter or to abolish it. The existing state of California government, thus called, has not only abused the powers nominally entrusted to it, but with the connivance and active aid of the executive, has usurped and exercised other powers to the manifest injury of the people, which, if permitted, will inevitably subject them to despotism and tyranny. According to the Declaration of Independence, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their powers from the consent of the governed. We must now declare an end to the temporary and voluntary curtailment of our constitutional liberties. Henceforth, the beginning of this day, we no longer offer emergency consent. The dangers of continuing in blind compliance to unconstitutional dictates and edicts are leading to irreparable damage to the present crop, the harvest, destroying the cycle of our vital food chain, systems of production, economic and financial ruin to millions of families, businesses, leading to deaths caused because of delayed diagnosis and treatment due to the lockdown. While we supported voluntary precautions during this time, we will no longer play a part of the unconstitutional dictates and edicts of a despotic governor and his unelected officials who are using the machinery of government to destroy our constitutional rights. Our citizens, now suffering from hunger and financial ruin, must be supported by the liberties that are essential for the resumption of normal life. It is reasonable to quarantine the sick, but not the healthy. We encourage citizens to support and patronize our small businesses and the social climate of liberty that is essential to preventing the current situation from becoming the new normal. Today, California is in a state of free fall at all levels. This free fall has been orchestrated over the last 70 years by socialists and communists, and we are now nearing the end of their socialist communist plan that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce United States citizens living in California under absolute despotism. All their plans have been in direct violation of both Article 4, Section 4, and Article 6 of the United States Constitution. There is one hope, and that is a new Constitution that the state of New California will provide to those in New California State. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor, and monoparty system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the United States Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Emergency Economic Powers Act are United States federal laws that govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Acts of secession. Therefore, the California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever the current socialist governor has usurped power and created a reign of terror on United States citizens living in California with the intent to secede from the United States of America and thus destroy the very union of states which secures our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor of California, the monoparty legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of their responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the state and citizens of the United States living in California. Prayer. The citizens of New California State pray for the President to exercise his authority under the Insurrection Act of 1807 or the Emergency Economic Powers Act to end the tyranny being foisted upon the United States citizens living in California State. This concludes these proceedings. NewCaliforniaState.com, phone number 877-828-2753.